على رسول الكريم أما بعد. My dear respected brothers and elders, I was conducting a class on Wednesday, and we conduct it every Wednesday, and we were going through the sunnahs of salah. Which we haven't wrote up there deliberately, because if you are interested, then watch the video. That's the reason. There's 60 sunnahs I mentioned here, but something came in my mind and I mentioned it in that lesson as well. Remember, our ibadat, our worship, our reading the Quran, doing dhikr of Allah Rabbul Izzat, remembering Allah, sending peace and salutations upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, doing other types of dhikr, they will only benefit a person, and a person can only benefit from them, meaning he will only see the fruits of this dhikr and these ibadat if his mu'amalat, his dealings are correct. This is a given. Today we all, alhamdulillah, pray somewhat or another. We do some dhikr, read the Quran. We do good here and there, but we don't reap the fruits. We don't experience the ecstasy in salah. We don't experience any ecstasy. You tell me, if ice or drugs can give you ecstasy, can't salat give you ecstasy? This is spiritual drug. This is a spiritual drug. Why is it giving us ecstasy today? Why is it that we are always in a hurry? We cannot leave our head in sajda for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. What's the reason? Why is it we cannot prolong our qiyam? Why is it we cannot attend programs or listen to religious speeches? What's the reason? When we hear the Quran, why doesn't it soothe our ears and nourish our hearts? Why don't we want to listen to the Quran? I will tell you something ajeeb today. The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, listening to the Quran is more beneficial and more rewardable than reading the Quran. Listening. This is a mustaqil, independent ibadah, to listen to the Quran. But today it doesn't touch our hearts. Why? This is that same book that the Suhabah heard from the Prophet. It changed them. And it did not only change them, it changed the fate of hundreds and thousands of people until the day of judgment, even us. What's the reason? When I look at myself, expressing gratitude to Allah Rabbul Izzat, Allah Rabbul Izzat has given me a lot of tawfiq to do dhikr, alhamdulillah. But I don't reap any fruits. I don't see anything. I'm the same tufti that was 20 years ago. Nothing's changed. Same heart, black heart. Why? What's the reason? Today you have huffaz, ulama, pulling people's legs, debasing people, giving fatwas of kufr. Astaghfirullah. Where is this world going, and where are we going with our deen? What picture are we giving to the non-Muslims? And I'm going back to the point now. I said to Brother Nazim, these 60 sunnahs of salat, which we are covering in our Wednesday topic, We only got up to, I think, sajda. These will only benefit, and we will see the fruits and reap the fruits of these sunnah and experience ecstasy in salah when our ma'amalat are correct. That's why Imam Ghazali rahmatullah alayhi, I would like everybody to take a picture. If you are serious about your deen, if you are serious about your deen, you will take what I am giving you today serious. And if you're not serious, alhamdulillah, no problem. We will all be serious on the day of judgment then, all of us. Don't we once want to read that salah in our life where we experience or we feel that Allah has enveloped us in His mercy? And this is that salah that today I am meeting my Lord and I want to depart the dunya in this salat. That's it. This is a goal of a mu'min and a believer, to die in the state of sajda. What was the dua of Hazrat Umar? He used to make 3 du'as. Number 1, die in the city of the Prophet, Medina. Number 2, die on his masalla. Number 2. And number 3, die as a martyr. All 3 du'as were full accepted in his favor. He died in the city of the Prophet, on the masalla of the Prophet. And who stabbed him? He was stabbed to death, assassinated. All 3 du'as accepted. This earth and this heaven hasn't seen a greater leader and personality than Hazrat Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Today we demean Islam, we don't understand these people, how big they were, how great they were. Can you imagine uneducated, uncivilized, not trained, not warriors, nothing, taken over 2 superpowers? Isn't this a miracle? We never think like this. It's not a joke, brothers. It's not a joke. Some Arab people, desert people get up and they bring down 2 superpowers. Allahu Akbar. The mightiest powers in their time, the Roman Empire and the Persian Empire, in within 100 years, destroyed them. How? Ajib. If we have to present one evidence on the haqqaniyat, on the truth of Islam, this is enough. How is this possible? With a few thousand people, you're taken over superpowers. Can you imagine? Not trained, not educated according to them, not civilized, nothing. Taken over superpowers. One after the other. You know why? They were experiencing and benefiting from their ibadat and their ta'alluq with Allah. They were benefiting. They had the qudrat of Allah behind them. When they raised their hands, it was not their hand. Like the Prophet of Allah has mentioned in Hadith Qudsi, hand of Allah. What do we mean by that? The qudra of Allah Rabbul Izzat. When they used to speak, they used to speak through the tongue of Allah. If Allah speaks, Allah will not have an effect. When they used to speak, it used to hit the heart. People with patches on their clothes. They've got no handle for their sword. They're standing in front of the Roman Empire. Emperor. In his palace, in front of him. And they're warning him. Can you imagine? Were these crazy people, what were they? Can you imagine threatening somebody who in a second, blink of an eye can eat you alive. They are threatening. How? Kaise? In our state today, everybody knows. 2 years it's been going on. 2 years. You know what this tells you? Forget about their ta'alluq. Our ta'alluq with Allah, how weak it is. That we couldn't make a change in 2 years. All the Muslims put together, all your rallies, 70,000, 80,000, 90,000, 2 million, regardless. In 2 years, we could not please Allah to change their halat or to change our halat, our conditions. 2 years. We are still belittling, disgracing, debasing, killing each other. We got such a big thing on the plate and we're worried about our petty issues. What he said and what he said. This Muslim against that Muslim, this Muslim killing that Muslim. Astaghfirullah. 2 years, brothers. More than 2 now. Have we ever asked ourselves in these 2 years, has my relation with Allah Rabbul Izzat increased? Has it gone from strength to strength? Has my salat increased? Has my dhikr increased? Has my 70,000 people in the rally this week, 100,000 the following week in Sydney. But did our ibadat increase? The thing that makes an effect, the thing that makes a change. Did our ibadat increase? Who performed tahajjud that night before going to the rally? Who asked Allah Rabbul Izzat for forgiveness for their sins? For the sins they have committed against Allah and for the sins they have committed against mankind. My ma'amalat, my dealings are not correct with my parents. My ma'amalat, my dealings are not correct with my wife. My ma'amalat, my dealings are not correct with my siblings, my children, my relatives, and I'm going in rallies. This is going to make an effect? Never. This is not the sunnah of Allah. Correct your relation with Allah, correct your relation with man, then go out. The first thing is tawbah, istighfar, crying. Allah, I have aggressed against you. Allah Rabbul Izzat, I have transgressed against my parents, my siblings, my wife, my children, my neighbors, my brothers. First ask for forgiveness, then go out. We don't understand this language today because we are so far from deen. That's why I said to Brother Fuad today, this board, can you remove this now? I will explain now. I said at the start, mashallah, I've got 1 minute left. I said at the start, why is it that we as Muslims, on the whole, more than 1 billion Muslims, we cannot make Allah reconsider what is happening in Gaza? Why? It doesn't hurt you regardless. It's hurting everybody. It's whatever is happening in the Muslim Ummah, it is hurting be it Gaza, be it Pakistan, be it Syria, every country, every Muslim country on the earth today is being tested by Allah. One azab goes, another one comes. One goes, another one is waiting at the door to fall on the Ummah. What's happening? Is there no good left in us? If there is no good left in us, then why did Allah give us His deen? This is a sign there's a lot of good in us. Allah wouldn't have made us His viceroys on earth if there was no good in us. There is good, but something has polluted that good. Something is not making us think. We are not reconsidering our decisions. We are not changing our lifestyle. We do not think a second what is coming out from our mouth. Not a second. I've got a difference with a brother. Kafir. Chalo ji. Finish. I've got a difference with a brother. He's astray. I've got a difference. He's got no clue about deen. What is this deen? Until our ma'amalat, until our dealings. Imam Ghazali rahmatullah, 1 minute and I'm going to finish on this. Imam Ghazali rahmatullah has divided deen into two categories. One is i'tiqadat and one is ma'amalat. One is beliefs and one is dealings. And he goes, dealings is an extension of ibadat, your iman. There is the Prophet ﷺ, I'm going to finish on one statement, continue next week. Kallama khatabana Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Who is reporting this? Sayyidina Anas bin Malik radiyallahu anhu, who was the khadim, the servant of the Prophet for 10 years. He said the Prophet of Allah never did he give a khutbah. Never did the Prophet give a khutbah and he did not mention this. He did not mention you should be praying, give zakat. Not this. This. Kallama khatabana Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. La imana liman la imanata lah, wa la deena liman la ahda lah. There is no iman for that person that is not trustworthy. And there is no deen for that person that not does fulfill his promises. No deen. Who is saying this? Not me. It's the Prophet of Allah. Who's reporting this? Anas bin Malik. And what is he saying? Kallama. The Prophet never gave a khutbah without saying this. We'll continue next week. Subhanallah.